Talking about the Titans here. The Titans.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's gone. And it's gone. It is Bedlam at the bank.
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today. Let's take it to the show.
What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome into the Phillies postgame show presented by Nick's Pizza. Phillies dropped the series against the Milwaukee Brewers. Shutout for the second time in the series. Kyle Harrison absolutely blows up the Phillies offense, and they lose 4-0. Another shutout, guys. Tough loss.
You know what? I'm going to say this as blatantly and as honestly as I can be. Brush it off, guys. We back home. We back home for it. And as Fratty and I just mentioned, a lot of these division games coming up, and it's going to be a dicey June and a dicey June to see how many division games we could pull out. Again, guys, Brewers, said it to Jesse before we started, they're a damn good team. Brewers are a damn good team. Mizralski, hats off to him, man. Congrats. Pitch a shutout. But you know what? Listen, guys, we were able to take one. But at the same time, brush it off. We move on, Fratty, right?
Yep. Tell you what, I even said this. I think after the first game of the series, I said I would be lucky to win one game in the series the way we played in that first game, and it held true. I knew we weren't going to get swept. I knew we were going to win one game, but I didn't think we were going to get shut out again today. I thought we had a chance to score runs, but unfortunately, it seemed like offensively, every time we have a big game, almost 10 runs or over 10 runs, we tank down and hardly score anything. But it is what it is. Like I said to you guys before, this team drives me crazy. I don't know what's going to happen coming up. I'll make my prediction for this NL stretch a little bit later in the show, so you'll hear it at the end. So of what I think. So I'll gather my thoughts and think of something. So yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. This is why the Phillies need a bat. They need an offensive bat.
And guess what?
Well, I knew you were gonna go there.
But not that, Jesse. I thought of you when I said this. I saw a post on Facebook today, and they said, since, as everybody should know by now, Acuna Jr. probably out for the year. They say he's on a 60-day IL. Now they're saying that they're going to try to go. I got to try and see if I can find it, but they want to go through a guy from an outfield bat. It was I think it was a Cubs guy or some kind of a but they're saying that we were going to go after an outfielder bat. Now, that does not, needless to say, that does not mean we get a relief pitcher as well, considering our relief pitching is not the best it's been, Friday, Jesse. So I imagine a outfield bat, and we get a relief pitcher at the deadline. I would be satisfied with that, really.
Yeah. Well, let me just get through my point. Seiya Suzuki, you mentioned that outfield, that Cubs guy. Seiya Suzuki, I have a source. that says Seiya Suzuki and Joe Adell from the Los Angeles Angels are two bats that the Phillies are desperately trying to acquire. Joe Adell is a guy that has better defense, but doesn't have as good of a bat. He's hitting about high 240s. Seiya Suzuki is hitting about 255.
I got the
Seiya Suzuki is the injury concerns. Joe Adell, on the other hand, younger guy, less injury concerns, and I feel like he would fit well in this Phillies offense. They need a bat, guys.
Yeah, I'll say this. I just found the post now on the Fighting Phils. It's very obvious the Phillies are more than desperately looking to acquire an outfielder at the trade deadline, with Garcia going to miss the rest of the season. Angels right fielder, as Jesse pointed out, Joe Adell, and Cubs right fielder Seiya Suzuki are on the team's radar. 239 with 10 home runs, 35 RBIs, and a 6.64 OPS with 3 defensive assists in right field this season. Suzuki is sitting at 248 with a 742 OPS. He has recorded 52 hits, 10 home runs, 27 RBIs, and 30 runs scored. What do you think about these options? Now, I think they're great options, right? As stated in the post, we are looking for a bat. As I've been saying the whole entire year, we need a bat at the deadline. I wouldn't mind it either. I wouldn't mind any of these guys. Suzuki seems to be a great pickup. Again, as it says, 248. That's pretty good, right? I guess. So I would not mind him. What do you think, Friday? Suzuki at the deadline?
Yeah, possibly, but
Yeah.
Here's my thing, guys. Here's my thing.
Yeah.
I have an interesting point to make here. So with Garcia out the next couple of months at least, or more, whatever.
You about to be out the season.
Here's my thing. With him being so washed up, right? You have to acquire offensive bat now at the deadline because you can't just be out there come red October for Garcia is out for the year or isn't the same. You can't settle having two no names. Two absolutely, I mean, you're not saying they're no names, but having guys that are not like elite type players that are like very new to the Philadelphia Phillies out there in the lineup in the postseason.
Right. No, I agree, Friday. 100% agree with that. Yeah. Red October, and as it stands, Jesse, Friday, I 100% agree, Friday. Need to have an offensive bat at the deadline. I know Dave Dombrowski, everybody has their mixed thoughts on him. Not some like, some don't. But Dombrowski should know by now. Adolis is out for the year. Now is when you get an offensive bat at the deadline, either Suzuki or Joe Adell, and they just brought up a guy from AAA, Rinkhorst Jr. I believe his name is Rinkhorst Jr. Brought him up from AAA. So if we get one of these guys, Suzuki or Joe Adell, listen, I think our offense would be a bit better. Jesse, what about you, man?
Yeah. Listen, I like Rincones. He's a good guy, nice guy, but he is not. He's not he's not. How do I put this? He's not the guy that you want going into the playoffs. He's not that guy.
No.
He had it. If you remember, he had a great spring training.
Yeah.
But he's not. He's not ready. We've seen our other guys that we brought up, Painter, Crawford, Painter especially, man.
Yeah, he's having
time. He needs some time to develop. Crawford seems to need some time to develop, and Rincones, same deal. He's, in my view, he is not ready. I believe he's hitting in the 230s, and you need a guy that gets on base, drives in runs. And Gabriel Rincones is not that type of guy. You need a type of veteran leadership.
Yeah.
And you need a proven bat in that outfield.
Yeah.
And this year, Joe Adell and Seiya Suzuki are those guys.
Right.
Now, I think they're much better options than, let's say, a Mike Trout. Honestly,
I really
think so, because Mike Trout is a guy that, I mean, future Hall of Famer for sure.
Yeah.
But the injuries, they scare me. They really scare me.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
yeah,
Go,
go ahead,
Fred.
guys.
I feel like, and I don't mean to hold up a Cole Hamels baseball card, but I feel like when it comes to the Phillies and comes to finding offensive options when guys get hurt, it's like the Eagles quarterback factory from a few years ago. It's like,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like.
Right.
It's a bad situation for us, and
Right.
Garcia's going to unfortunately be a one and done guy. I hate to say it.
Yeah,
He's
Garcia's done
getting
for the year, they said.
he's turning.
Yeah.
He looks like he's starting to decline. The career might be declining.
Yeah.
He's starting to be more injury prone, and I don't think the Phillies should keep a guy around there next
Right,
year. If
right.
Dave Dombrowski signs him again next year, he's stupid,
Well,
and it's just going to be an offensive factor with more like an outfield factory.
Yeah. The one thing that Jesse, you pointed out, Crawford. Now I am gonna agree and disagree slightly. Disagree to the fact that Crawford, okay, they brought him up, and I think in some games he has done well. I don't want to say that Crawford is a guy that will need time, because I think bringing him up was the best decision, because of the fact that you have a guy, young talent who will be here for a while, who I think is going to progress. Now, Andrew Painter, I know Dalt said this on a post game. Everybody said this. Got to give Painter some time. I know that he's struggling a little bit, but I'll tell you what, if we can get him just to be back to his normal self. Hopefully by after the All-Star, Painter can start. Now listen, again, everybody is going to have a bad start. Like, okay, Sanchez had a bad start today. Everybody's going to have a bad start here and there, right? I mean, we can't put the nail in the coffin. Everybody's going to have a bad start here and there. Painter's just been the guy where, okay, he was just brought up. He's had a couple bad starts. He had, I think, one good start. Give the guy some time, and I'll tell you guys, by postseason, I think he's going to be okay. I'm not worried about Painter. I think give him some time to redevelop and develop more, and I think that he's going to be okay. And as Dave Dombrowski said, he's going to be okay. He has no concerns. I agree with that, because I think Painter is going to be just fine. What do you think, Jesse, Friday? You think Painter's going to be all right or not? No?
Nah, I don't know. And this is another good conversation to have too.
Yeah.
I wonder if the Phillies are going to try to get another starting pitcher at the deadline.
Now see,
not like it really matters, because we're not.
Right.
If we make the postseason, we're not going to need a fifth. We're not really going to fully need a fifth starter anyway. Very rare, but we might have to have a fifth starter just in case in the event something happens.
Would you get Scooble? I know people have been talking about Scooble.
Yes.
Would you try and get him at the deadline?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Me and Rome are big fans of that, man.
I would love that.
Bigger fan, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Scooble at the deadline, that'd be great. That would put it. Now, mark my words on this. If we were to get Scooble at the deadline for the Phillies, and say we get Adele or Suzuki, I guarantee you, and say we were to get a relief pitcher, all three can't have him. But if we were to get Suzuki and Scooble, our pitching would be very elite. And then maybe here's my theory: send Painter to the bullpen. Use him as like a eighth, ninth inning guy, and then you would have Wheeler, Sanchez, Scooble, Nola, and Luzardo as your starting five. Now that I like a lot. Now, predictions on that.
Do you guys remember? That's a good point. Remember in 2022, the Phillies made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Ranger Suarez, they sent him to the bullpen.
Yeah.
And
right.
they made it all the way to the World Series.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
That.
I like that a lot, man. Now, if anybody wants to agree to that, comment, or I want to hear Friday and Jesse's thoughts. So do you like that? Send Painter to the bullpen and we get Scooble and we get a guy, either Adele or Suzuki. I think that would be top-notch deadline by Dombrowski right there.
Listen, I wouldn't be at this point with this Phillies team. With us having not make the World Series since 22 and not winning a championship in nearly 2 decades, I'm not against anything at this point. I mean,
Right.
let's be real here. Let's be real here. We have to go all in. We have to go all in and make moves. I mean,
Yeah.
this team, they have enough talent, but if they can add to what they have
Right.
already,
Right.
they have a shot to contend. They have a shot to be up there. And I'm going to say this: the Phillies, in my opinion, the Phillies are not the best team in the NL. They're not the best team in the NL. They're not
No.
anywhere close to that.
Not the NL,
I
no.
ranked them in my NL power rankings, and I'm being realistic here. I ranked them behind the Braves,
Yeah.
behind the Dodgers,
Yeah.
behind Milwaukee. I ranked them maybe fifth.
Hey, listen, Jesse, I know you're going to probably agree or disagree. I actually like that. Put Painter in the bullpen like they did in 22, like they put Ranger in the bullpen. Put Painter in the bullpen, and then you would have Wheeler, Sanchez, Nola, Scooble, and Luzardo. And tell me this: you don't think our starting pitching would probably be the elite and best we've ever had if we got Scooble?
Yeah.
Somebody's got to prove me wrong on that, please. If we get Scooble at the deadline, and you're telling me that our 5 starting pitchers, adding Scooble and putting Payne in the bullpen, are like, tell me honestly, I'll wait. That would be insane, deeply insane.
Yeah. I vibe with it. I do. I even remember another name. Friday, you're not gonna like this, but T-Walk Pants.
Oh
Remember
no!
what happened? Remember what we did when we put him in the bullpen? Remember how we did when we put him in the bullpen? We did well. He did well.
Right.
That's another name. That's another name.
Do we still have contracts for him, or do we still owe him anything, or no?
Well, no. He's off the team. But I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
there's, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
To maybe put your starting pitcher that is struggling.
Right. Painter
like
right
Painter,
now.
like that,
I'll put him in the bullpen.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. The issue with all of this, the problem with all of this is that in your minor league system, in order to get a Derek Scooble, I feel like you need to give up a ton. You need to give
right.
up a ton,
Yeah.
and we don't have that. We've got Gage Wood, who I want to see in our rotation at some point. Aiden Miller, who's got chronic back issues.
Yeah, but
we would have to.
We'd have to give up a lot, probably. We would probably have to give up a
heavy.
lot. Probably would have to give up a lot. I'm not sure what would happen as far as what they would give up, but I'm looking up Aiden Miller now. Right now, this was 2 weeks ago. So this was 2 weeks ago. Miller is no longer doing baseball activities, but he's optimistic for 2026. That is per NBC Sports Philadelphia. So needless to say, if Miller does play this year, so he has yet to appear for AAA. GM says he's been limited. Mattingly said when he asked if Miller swung at all. So he's been in the complex, and so right now, I mean, Miller would be a guy. I mean, yeah, is he going to be healthy for 26? I mean, maybe, but they're saying right now that he's for now it's on hold. But I like that a lot. Bring Scooble in the starting pitching, Painter in the bullpen, and watch our pitching be from worst to like elite and like good. Yeah.
But do we think we can get?
We would have to give up
a
a
bat and pitching in the
here's
same
the thing,
deal?
though.
Because I think we need a bat more. I think we need pitching. I don't disagree. I think we need a reliever. I think we need starting pitching, and I think most importantly we need a bat.
Now
I don't know if we have the assets to make all three happen.
Let me ask you this. So given what we just said, putting Painter in the bullpen and getting Scooble, that would pretty much relieve us from not getting a reliever because we have so many relievers. Now, say we did that. Say Don were to put Painter in the bullpen. Scooble is your starter, and then just get Scooble and get one of the guys, either Joe or Suzuki. And say we were to put Painter from a starting to the bullpen. Then I don't think, and this is my opinion, again, you all can have your opinions, we would not need a reliever, considering we put Painter in the bullpen. We still have Alvarado. We still have Kirkring. We have Duran, who's been lights out. I mean, I don't think if we were to do Painter in the bullpen, I don't think we would need a relief, because that then frees up that then gives you your relief. With Painter in the bullpen and Duran and Kirkring and anybody else you have, that gives you your relief right there. And then
Right, what do you think?
What do you think, Frat?
Sounds good. That's all I
Yeah.
have to say.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard though, but we would need to give up a lot. We would need to give up a lot for Scooble. I don't know what they're willing to give up for Scooble. I'm not sure what his. I'm gonna look up real quick his contract.
The thing that you gotta also keep in mind while you do that, the whole baseball lockout in 2027.
Oh,
So
that
if
too,
it's
yeah.
some short-term contract, that takes out a year. Say it's a 2-year contract.
So
that's 6 months of trying to get a World Series. Now,
I
like the. What do you got?
He's on a 1-year, $32 million contract with the Tigers. He's scheduled to become an unrestricted free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah,
so,
I know.
There you go.
Yeah. So my thing is this: do you put all the chips in for 6 months, 3 months, 6 months, whatever it is,
I didn't think of
for
that,
World
Jesse.
Series,
Yeah.
and then not get him next year?
I didn't think of that.
You have
Jesse.
that lockout?
I did not think of that.
So it's the same thing with Joe Adele. I think Adele has. I think Suzuki's a free agent after 27, and Suzuki or Adele is a free agent after this season. So again, with Adele, it's the same thing. You get 3 months of him, and then potentially nothing else because you've got no baseball in 2020.
Right, exactly, right. Now, Jesse, I like your point because, and I'm going to let Friday on this because he just joined. It's probably his Wi-Fi, but if I like where you're coming, Jesse, because say we were to get, because Scooble would only play for the rest of this year and into the postseason, but considering there might not be baseball next year, if this is going to be the year where we win it all, do we put all the
I think you have to put all the chips in. You've got to, because you're not gonna have baseball next year.
Right. So
your guys in your prime, like Bryce Harper,
so
like Kyle,
I think
they're
they do
all
it then.
on the back ends.
They have to. So then they need to definitely go for Scooble, and they need to get either Joe Adele or Suzuki, and put Painter in the deadline. Now, I don't think you're going to get all 3 guys. I don't think that the Phillies have that kind of money to do that. I really don't think. Because think about it. If we were to get Suzuki, Scooble, and a relief, it is a tough one, Dalt, and I'll tell you why, Dalt, because I don't think the Phillies have the money, Dalt, to get all 3 guys. Scooble, Suzuki, and a relief. They wouldn't have our cap would be insanely. Sanchez certainly struggled. I hope we can get it together. Yeah, I agree. But my thing is, I don't think the Phillies can afford Scooble, Suzuki, and the relief pitcher, whoever that is. I don't think the Phillies have that money, and our cap would be insane. Our cap would be insane.
Yeah,
I don't think that we would have
the
money.
Dodgers said screw the cap.
Well,
The Dodgers.
that's because they have this. That's because they have this.
The Michael Jordan meme, F them kids. Like, they said F them cats. It's not like Middleton's not a multi-billionaire. He can do it. He can absolutely do it.
Here's the thing, though. Dave Dombrowski, listen, as much as I think he's great in some capacities, the Dodgers did ruin it, Dalt. Yes, they did. But I'll say this. Dave Dombrowski is going to have to think, well, listen, we might not have baseball next year, right? Might be a lockout. might have a lot guy next year. Do we go all in? Because you already lost Garcia for the year. Done for the year. Now you have to think, okay, so Garcia's done. You need a bat at the deadline. You need to get either Joe Adell or Suzuki. And do we get a starting pitcher like Scooble? But I don't think, now listen, everybody can say whatever they want. I don't think the Phillies are going to have the money for all three of those guys. I just don't think. But here's the thing, though, Jesse. I go back to your point. If they want to put all the marbles and chips in for it, okay, then yes, I would. But let me ask you both. Do you think that we would be able to get all three of those guys, or do we just like? What are your thoughts? Because if we could do all three, I'd be happy and satisfied. But I don't know if the Phillies are going to have that kind of money. Where are the Cats at?
I think it's possible because let me take you back to 2008. The Phillies, obviously, they won the World Series.
Right.
So you'd think going into that deadline, they'd ride a high, they'd get these superstars.
Right.
No. Who did they get? They got a guy that rode the bench on Matt Stairs, and they got a mid-tier starter in Joe Blanton to take that 3 spot. But what did Matt Stairs do? He sent that shot against the Dodgers deep into the night to win the series. And then Joe Blanton pitched a great postseason, hit a home run during the postseason when the pitchers still had that spot in the lineup. Now, my point in saying is this. I think the Phillies don't need to grab these players that are going to cost you a ton.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't want a guy like Max Kepler. I don't want a
guy
like,
right.
Like Austin Hayes. I want guys that can step up when it matters most.
Right.
And that are kind of at the same time under the radar type picks. Now, I think Joe Adell is not going to cost all that much. I think if you're gonna make a splash, it's gonna have to be Scooble. There's always, and if you're a baseball fan, you know this. There's always bullpen arms at the deadline.
Yes.
There literally always is. And as much as we like to dog on guys like Carlos Estevez, he had some great moments, and he didn't really cost a ton. He costed what? I think it was Logan O'Hoppe, who was a great catcher in the Angels system. And come to think of it, we need a catcher these days.
Yeah, right.
But my point is saying is this: I think that you can go bargain hunting,
right?
But at the same time, get the stars you need.
You were right
for a
I 100% agree, Jesse. I like your point on that because you want the guys that are going to be. Listen, you go out and get who you might need, but again, it's all about not Kepler. LOL. Well, yes, Kepler. I don't want a guy like Kepler. I'm going back to Jesse's point. I want a guy like Jesse said that can get on base. That is maybe a good average, right? Like we don't want those guys like Kepler anymore. We don't want those guys like Castellanos anymore. Because what have they done? Well, as Castellanos sat the bench half the year because he was so bad. Like if we get a guy like Adell or like Suzuki that can really get us on base, I'm going to be satisfied. But if we get somebody like a Max Kepler or get somebody like a Austin Hayes or a Castellanos, like I don't really want to see that again because then it goes back to last year where Castellanos, I mean, just people sit on the bench and it's like, But the Phillies will do what the Phillies have to do, but they'll make the right choice in thinking, okay, what do we need most? And then go from there. What do we need most? And then go from right. I mean, you think about it, Jesse, right? What do you need most? And then go from there.
Yeah. Well, I think to get into to keep this show sort of rolling, I'll tell you what we don't need. We don't need a 1 and 2 type starter like Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler. Although,
Right.
let's be real, Christopher Sanchez, to get things rolling here, he had a bad start today. He had a bad start today. 5 2/3, 4 earned runs, and 2 home runs allowed. He still, though, has a 1.82 ERA on the year.
Yeah.
So, was this, in your guys' opinion, just a bad start, or is this a sign of things to come?
Go, Friday. I'll go second. I've been doing a lot of talking. Go, Friday.
I think it was a very bad start. I just think he's fizzled out a little bit because he's been pitching so great lately, and I'm not concerned at all for Christopher Sanchez. It's very hard to be so dominant for so long in the season. He was dominant for a good almost few months, and I think let him get a few bad energy starts out now. Don't wait till the postseason to do that stuff. So that's really my thoughts there. And I think his next start will be against the Mets, and I'm going to say this. And I know Mets fan JJ Segalo and what's the name, and Matt Blair, Frank the Tank, all you guys out there. Christopher Sanchez is going to absolutely shut your lineup down. Bo Bichette is a fraud for not coming to Philly, and I'll tell you what, Mets be lucky to get 4 hits against Christopher Sanchez. 4 hits on Saturday. Because I think Sanchez is going to have an elite start, and we strike out the Mets 9 times. He gets 9 strikeouts. Dalton, if you're on here still, Sanchez is striking out those Mets hitters. Maybe he'll strike out Bo Bichette, I hope, a couple times.
I think that for Sanchez today, I am, and I know I am not worried for Sanchez, but on the same token, listen. Okay, he is in the running. Okay, I'm not saying it's going to happen. He's in the running for the Cy Young Award. I know he has pitched very well, and the last couple of starts he's been doing phenomenal. As Friday mentioned, and I'll say it again. Get the bad outings out now. Like, you don't want to do this come September, come postseason when it's going to matter most. Do I think Sanchez is going to be okay? Yes. I don't think that he is going to be a worrier as far as he's going to be bad, and so because we've seen what Sanchez can do. We have seen what Sanchez can do. I don't think that he is the problem. Sanchez is a great pitcher. We know that. So I think that gives Sanchez, and I said it earlier in the show, some of your starters are going to have bad outings. And this was Sanchez, probably his first bad outing of the year, I believe. So get it out now, brush it off, and Sanchez gets a couple days rest, and he comes back and can do good. So I'm not worried about Sanchez. No, I think he's going to be just fine.
Yeah. Oh, geez, we got 2 Fridays.
Yeah, you might have to keep it at 1.
Hang on. There you go.
He got it, guys.
Yeah. Now, it's a good point. And remember a few weeks ago when the Phillies were playing the Dodgers, Zach Wheeler took the mound. Zach Wheeler sucked. And what happened after that? Zach Wheeler rebounded. This is exactly what
Sanchez is going to do, right? Sanchez is going to do the same thing.
I have no worries whatsoever for Christopher Sanchez.
Nah.
I still think he's in the running for the Cy Young. I still think that he is going to lead this team to a bunch of success going forward. I still think he's going to be a major force, a major player in the postseason.
You're right.
To put it lightly. And I am not concerned one bit about Christopher Sanchez. Now, if you want to go the clickbait route, you can say, Christopher Sanchez, he sucks. But this is a great Brewers team. I was talking to Jonah in game 1 of this series. And I really was crapping on the Brewers hitters. But the Brewers hitters are yeah, they're a good squad, man. They still
They
have
are damn good
Jackson
team.
Trio. They
Damn
have
good.
Blake Perkins, who hit a bomb in the 4th inning. They've got, Sal Frelick, who's really fast. They've got, a dot. You're not a dot. Do they have a dot? They have Contreras. I was about to say they have Adames for a second, but he's not on the team anymore. But they have still fantastic hitters, and
we don't want to play.
You're going to see these guys again in the postseason. Now, the other thing with all of this, it goes back to the starting pitching aspect of the Brewers and the Phillies. No hit offense. You're going to, at the same time in the playoffs, you're going to see these types of pitchers again. You're going to see more Mizorowski. You're going to see more Harrison. You're going to see Tyler Glass. No. You're going to see Ohtani. You're going to see Strider. You're going to see these elite arms. And you cannot, in the current form that you're in, you cannot struggle like this. Otherwise, you're going to lose because you don't have the bullpen. Maybe Painter changes things, but Jose Alvarado's still on this team. Tanner Banks is still on this team. Brad Keller is still on this team. He blew the game yesterday. That was ridiculous. But I don't think have enough offense to hold up against these guys, which is why I don't want to get into it again, but which is why you need a bat. You need a bat.
Wait a minute. I think it's time for something that we forgot, everybody. Since the man, the myth, the legend is here, right, Jesse? Did we forget?
I was getting into it, Billy. I was getting into it. Well, you know what? Let's get into it indeed. As the Marlins are up next, it is now time for Freddie's Corner.
Yo, Freddie, give him the business. Only in South Philly. Only at Freddie's Corner. It's Freddie's Corner.
Well, we sailed back home to Citizens Bank Park, and in come the Marlins. Florida Mac returns. It's going to be a fun week overall with the World Cup beginning tonight. First World Cup game in Philly tonight. But getting back to the Phillies, you got the Marlins coming in here first before I get excited for the New York Mets series and facing Matt Blair, JJ Segalo, all those guys who are drinking the orange Kool-Aid. And I hope it distracts them. I hope it distracts them from so much that the Mets that they forgot that they even forget that about beating the Phillies, because at this point they're acting like fools right now, the New York fans. So no disrespect for them, congrats to the Knicks. But getting back to the Phillies, Marlins series preview. I do think we win at least take 2 games in this series overall. Shout out to Exponential. I just texted him earlier and his Marlins team is absolutely red hot. He said it's very red hot right now. I think they're about a game or two over 500 or under. They're around 500, I think, now. I can't, looking forward to speaking to Exponential on a show. Maybe not this time around, but maybe in the future. Overall, we'll see what happens there.
Yeah.
What's the name? In regards to what I think the Phillies are going to do on this 13-game NL East stretch, I think we at least go 8-5. I think we go 8-5. I'd be happy with it, and that still keeps us within the first wild card, depending on what the Cardinals do. And it's funny I mentioned the Cardinals because that's one of the games I'm going to for the rest of the year. Besides the Astros game September 8th, I'm going when the Schwarber bobblehead's coming out. Kyle Schwarber bobblehead August 21st. So that could be a very big series right there later in the season against the Cardinals. Think about it. Us and the Cardinals are battling for the top wild card right now. And if it stays like that, those 2 series later on in the year could be absolutely huge, Jesse and Billy.
Yeah.
So
Also,
and also the and another thing too. I know Paul just said Brewers. Brewers, believe it or not, that's going to be could be another crucial series when they come here to Philly near the end of the season, right before Tampa Bay. And late September we play Brewers, so maybe Friday set sail with a secret guest or guest, maybe for one of those games that series if it becomes exciting. Uh, because 302 Birds believes that the Phillies can actually uh, make miracles on us, hopefully, but I highly doubt it. I highly doubt that maybe we'll be in a spot to clinch and set sail, but I highly doubt the Brewers are making the playoffs. They are making the playoffs. The Brewers are a good team. They have all that depth on that team. Are you kidding me? It's unbelievable. I mean, like Jesse mentioned, Yelich, all those guys. But
yeah.
anyway, guys, as we embark on this journey, we set sail back to Philly. We set sail against the Marlins for this NL East. What am I saying? Yeah, I almost said NFC East. NL East gauntlet coming up, including 6 games
Yeah.
coming up versus the New York Mets, in what should be an epic battle of 302 Birds podcast versus the bunch of guys who like the wine, like Frank the Tank, Matt Blair, JJ Six. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to that series the most, especially 2 games being on national TV and a bunch of Knicks fans, probably with Knicks jerseys, might try to take over Citizens Bank Park, which we gotta watch out for because Joe. And I don't mean to get off topic because this is Phillies post game with Joel Embiid, saying about that don't sell your tickets, and he's going to make even more reasons for New York fans to come to Citizens Bank Park because of that. Blame Joel Embiid if more Mets fans take over Citizens Bank Park this weekend. Blame that man. Don't blame the Phillies players. Blame Joel Embiid. That's all I have. We set sail into next week. It's going to be an exciting week.
Also, guys, the pitching matchups. Wednesday, by the way, is a day game, 105. But we got Zach Wheeler on the mound tomorrow night. Jesus Luzardo for Tuesday. And speaking of the devil, we were just talking about him earlier. Andrew Painter goes on Wednesday.
I hate to say, I think we win the first 2 games of the series, but I honestly think that if I had to pick any loss, Billy,
I don't think it's going to be
Wednesday day game, I think.
Why? Nah, man.
It's going to be warm.
Hey, listen, this is the game that Painter. Listen, Painter is going to. I'm telling you, this Painter might paint on Wednesday. He's got another chance at it. Let's Wheeler, the ace, get it done tomorrow night. Jesus Tuesday, and then Painter Wednesday. So it's going to be an interesting series. Yeah.
Well, I think that Painter does. I also agree that Painter gets it done.
Yeah.
On that 3rd game. Just because, though, I don't think this is due to Painter himself. I don't think he's going to have that great of an outing again, to be honest with you guys. But I think it's because it's just the Marlins. The Marlins are the Marlins. The Marlins right now, they are
4th, I believe, right?
They are 500, and the bats aren't great,
right?
And the pitching also isn't fantastic,
right?
So I think the Phillies have not had a sweep in a while.
Would love to have a sweep, especially
I'm feeling a
Marlins.
sweep, boys. I'm absolutely feeling a sweep.
Yes, you know what, Friday? I'm going to say that too because you know what? The Marlins are on 4th, the Mets are on last. So if we were to listen, I'd like to see a back-to-back sweep home. That's my prediction. Back-to-back sweeps home. You got the Mets in last and the Marlins are 4th. I'm calling it now on the post game. 5:44, everybody. The Phillies will have back-to-back home sweeps against the Marlins and the Mets. I'm calling it, man.
This is the time that you get hot. This is the
get
time.
Hot now, man.
Months.
Get hot now.
It's hitting season. It's absolutely hitting season.
It's going to be great. What's the name? I know next Sunday, Father's Day, they're giving out those and those nice white caps. I think next Phillies P caps next Sunday. I know a lot of us in here probably won't be at that game. Maybe a few will sneak their way down there, but obviously I know everybody's going to be with their dads, and I don't know if all the dads are going to want to go to the Phillies game. I know some will from 302 Birds, but I don't know. But every single dad from 302 Birds podcast. But obviously I don't think I'm going to that game. But I could give if I did go, I would be qualified for the giveaway no matter what. So men 20, I think it's men 15 over for that giveaway next Sunday.
Well, you gotta be a dad though.
No, I don't think you have to be a dad. Believe it or not, you don't have to be. You don't have to.
No,
be.
it says men, but yeah, man.
Well, good show.
Good show, guys.
Thank you all for watching.
Yeah,
Phillies dropped the series against the Milwaukee Brewers, but good things are ahead.
Good things are ahead, man.
The dirty fish and the trash New York
Trash Mets.
Maybe
It's trash.
I'm waiting to maybe I'll flay a fish sandwich from McDonald's.
I know. I can't
Just
say
kidding.
the word. I can't do the emotion, but I'll say this: F the Mets.
There you go, baby. There you go, man. F the Mets indeed. Thanks y'all for watching. Go ahead.
God bless.
That's
Go
funny you say that
Phil.
because we play the Mets coming back here next month. Coming back from the 2 day, they play here 2 days after we host the All-Star game too.
Yeah, I love that
As
too,
well.
baby.
How about that? So they're coming
Yeah.
here. We get to see them 2 times in the next month. Not 2 times. We play them 9 times, and I think in the next a couple months, and then we play them that 4-game stretch at Citi Field later in September.
God bless. God bless, and go Phils.
The Vikings.
Swing and a drive, left field. It's going, and it's gone! It is Bedlam at the bank!
The Philadelphia Phillies are 2008 World Champions of Baseball.
Podcast right here. You already know. Go fucking subscribe.
You are now listening to the 302 Birds Phillies postgame show with KJ McCoy, Ballpark Tommy, Dalt, and Fratty. Proudly powered by TickPick. Check out the link in the bio for $10 off your first order today.
Thanks for watching, everyone.